Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Christopher Robin, directed by Mark Forster, starring Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, Jim Cummings, voice, and voice of Brad Garrett as well. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
You guys didn't dress up? I've got my Winnie the Pooh shirt on.
Oh, God.
Specifically changed into a red shirt. No pants.
Yeah, his shirt.
Yeah.
That's like a red heather though.
It is red heather.
It's not. He's just got the plain red cotton.
Fucked up.
Also joining us is Adam Franey.
Yep. I'm here. Got my Our Lady Peace shirt.
Yeah.
That is correct.
That's correct. Canadian.
Winnie the Pooh.
Canadian?
Canadian. Jim Cummings, also Canadian.
Probably not.
No?
Shit.
Well, I
That's
watched
a,
Winnie the Pooh growing up. So
That's quite the connection.
it's not bad, right?
Ties tie-in.
Ties tie-in. We're all here once again, another week with the whole gang.
Let's run down actually the synopsis of this film.
Yeah.
Tim,
Yeah.
can you tell us what this film's about for the viewers?
Yeah. An adult Christopher Robin finds himself stressed and overworked as his family slowly drifts away. Unsure of what to do, Winnie the Pooh arrives and helps his old friend remember what life is all about.
Relatable.
So much sentiment. Tim, let's start with you.
Yes.
This seemed up your alley.
I mean, I was very hyped.
We got talking animals here,
Talking
but they're
animals.
stuffed animals. So
That's
it's
fine.
it's a spin on it.
They're still animals.
So what'd you think of this?
I watched the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh growing up as a kid
You saw
on
many
VHS.
adventures.
There's like the one VHS I had. I think it was like a series of like 4 or 5 vignettes. There's the one where he's like stuck in a tree with the balloon, and then he gets stuck in a hole, and then there's one where Tigger shows up, he has a Heffalumpa-Drum, and then Al's house gets blown over. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. Watched that a ton as a kid. So when I saw the trailer for this, I was very nostalgic.
Yeah, the connection.
Hearing that voice,
Fuck.
loved it.
Jim Cummings' voice.
Yes, he's great.
JC.
This is a very cute, sweet movie, I will
Oh,
say.
it's so cute.
There's not a lot of, like, great things to say about it. Not a lot of, like, almost nothing, like, negative to say about it. Like, I don't see how someone could watch this and be like, shit, bad movie.
Oh.
I'm like, it's very cute.
Really?
Yeah.
They
I
are.
don't think anyone could say that.
I'd be surprised if anyone thought this was, like, a bad movie. Like, I think it's well-directed.
What's it sitting at? Like 66%?
Yeah. That's stupid. It should be high.
Very interesting.
Like, it's very well shot, I thought. Like, I thought it looked really, really good. I thought the effects on the animals, stuffed animals, were very interesting and good.
Some people said the opposite, shockingly.
No, I liked it. Because it made
Okay.
sense. Like, he's a kid who played with, like, stuffed animals as a kid, so they're not going to look like a real bear.
Hey, Scott.
That type of thing, right? Yeah, I thought performances were good. It was just a cute, sweet movie.
Interesting.
Cute, sweet movie.
Yeah, I think I like Ewan McGregor. He's extremely likable.
Yeah.
Haley Atwell was good. I mean, she wasn't in it a ton, but Ewan McGregor was great. I'd say he was in most of it. Visually, I did like it. It was a little bit, like, dark,
It's a little dreary.
a little sad,
Yeah.
like in that, whatever, the Thousand Acre Wood.
You need that, though.
Which, I mean, fit the tone, I guess, of how he had to, like, find his friends and stuff like that. They're, like, lost. It was, like, kind of like an abandoned situation with all their houses and stuff.
Apocalyptic.
Very apocalyptic. End of days situation.
For the kids.
Kids
will love it.
Fury Road style.
Yeah.
But it's pretty, I wrote down, it's pretty much like Hook.
Mhm.
you
It's
know,
very similar to Hook. Yeah, he's growing up, he's forgotten.
Which is fine. You know, that's, you know, we've been there before. But I think that's sort of, I guess the issue I had with it was, we've been here before. It's very predictable. Like, I saw exactly what was going to happen from a mile away. Which is fine, because, you know, it's for kids. You know, maybe I'm not the correct demographic for this film. But, yeah, I thought it was just very, very Disney, very fun. For
Very
this kind
solid,
of film.
sweet movie.
Yeah.
I think if you're like a kid and, you know, you haven't seen these movies before, it's, you know, checks all the boxes there. So, yeah, I think it's fine. It's very fine. What do you think, Adam?
I agree. It is fine. I liked it. I mean, it was I don't know if I don't know. My expectations were low from the reviews. Because 66% isn't that low, but I read 2 reviews, like skimmed through them, and they were negative. They're like
Really?
flat out like this is a bad movie. I'm
Yeah,
like
it's not
shook.
bad.
Was
half
this
an
like
hour.
Variety or Hollywood Reporter or
It was
something?
yeah, it was Hollywood Reporter was one. The
Wow.
headline was Christopher Robin gets lost in the woods and like can't find his way out or something.
Savage.
Like never finds his way out or something.
I read one review that complained that there wasn't enough like Winnie the Pooh in it and stuff. I'm like,
What the
there's a ton of Winnie the Pooh in it.
It's
Okay,
crazy.
that made me angry when you said they're saying the CG is bad. I'm like, okay, like something's up. Did they get paid off to shit on this movie? Like I literally don't understand what's going on.
The CG looked fine.
Like it's a fine movie. I didn't love it, but I would say there's no way you can say it's bad.
Bad.
No.
Like I don't understand. Have these people not like seen bad movies? Like how can you say this is like flat out garbage or
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, Mark Gatiss was a little cringe.
Oh,
He's always a little
he
cringe.
was cringe.
He was over the top. You know,
Okay, so there you
absurd.
go. You found one bad thing. That's true. That was not good.
like just the most cliche, like bad.
I assume this is Sherlock's brother from
Yeah.
Sherlock. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's cringe as fuck.
yeah. I just
And
I didn't
women, I always forget about them. Like it's just so cringe.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it was good. Like the voices were great for the animals. I thought the CG was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get that like oh this is CG like.
Especially when
That's
they're like
fake.
holding them. Like usually when someone's holding something that's CGI'd, you can like tell there's like a
Separation.
separation.
kind of
like
thing?
it literally looks like there's holding stuffed animals.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the opposite. just
Really?
now.
What?
That's the only time I felt a little bit of a disconnect was when they
Really?
were like holding them.
I didn't see it.
Really?
Did you play with stuffed animals as a kid?
I did. I did have a childhood. Wasn't really attached to Winnie the Pooh in any way. So
It's too
Well,
bad.
Tim, you were friends with Christopher Robin, the real Christopher Robin growing
Yes,
up,
yeah, yeah.
right?
We grew up
Back
in the
in the
same
day.
town.
Yeah, yeah, same era.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like nothing blew me away. Nothing was terrible. Like it was fine.
What'd you guys think of? I don't. This might be spoiler territory. I think we can probably skip the spoiler section this time. But about the whole
No kidding.
aspect of them being like fully real, like real
Oh,
in the
okay.
real world that people could see,
It's interesting.
Interesting.
like not
Not
in
just
their
Christopher Robin's.
imagination.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you guys feel about that?
That's interesting you say that. Yeah, because like I thought we were under the assumption that like this was his imagination.
Yeah, and they're
Right.
just stuffed animals or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like the
I don't
owl.
know how I
and-
feel about that.
It's a little
Well,
odd. I don't-
But
it
at the
didn't
same
bother
time,
me.
if
It's
it
Disney.
was in his imagination, it'd be like he's grown up to become an insane man
yeah,
who has delusions of like animals talking to him,
Yeah.
and then
Very
becomes
true.
really sad.
yeah.
Very true.
Ends
Too
completely
sad.
differently. He just no. Ends with him.
Yeah, I don't know if I
straight
prefer
jacket, yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, that's good. It's clearly it's a Disney. It's a fantasy.
They probably had to make a
children's movie.
decision somewhere where they're like, how do we play this? Like, do we do it as they're real and people can see them, or is this in all his imagination? But then they have to like sort of work with the tone to make it not like really sad and fucked.
It was surprisingly sad. Like I found it quite sad at times.
Yeah.
Just him, like when he's mean to Pooh. Anytime he's mean to him, I was like, oh,
All right, bud. Like, just tone it
fuck.
down. Like, he's just a stuffed teddy
I
bear.
wanted to
Like,
defend his honor. I was like, shut the fuck up. I feel like
don't talk
you know,
about
like
Pooh.
we were all Christopher Robin. We grew up with Winnie the Pooh, mostly, right? So like I had that attachment. It was just like, yeah, it was heartbreaking when he's yelling at him in the woods. I was like, oh god,
He's
damn.
so innocent.
Yeah,
and
and then he
naive.
feels bad too. He's
Yeah.
like, no, I didn't mean to frighten you. Where are you? Oh god.
It's like Frodo and Boromir. All over
Yeah, yeah. Exactly the same as Frodo and Boromir.
Yeah, the only thing I say, just touching on the sort of like the actual plot itself, I thought was a little bit like I didn't love it. Again, very like cliche.
yeah.
Like how he's like, we work so hard that he's away from his family. He's like an absentee father. Like, it's just like classic themes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That there wasn't much of a spin on that besides the imaginary animal thing.
Yeah.
Stuffed animal thing that turns out to be real. But yeah, just a little bit cliche. I didn't
It was for sure.
And a little bit rushed. That aspect.
It was
of it.
rushed. Like him, like the whole like, oh, I gotta get these papers to my boss at like
Like it's just
at
an
the
excuse
office
to like.
I thought he was gonna quit. Like I thought that's how he was gonna save the cut like 20%. Be like, hey, I cut like 15% by doing like some things on like product and stuff. The last 5, I'm out.
I quit.
And then he would have like a happy life, and now he's just still working at the company. I'm like, you hate your job, man.
But they have vacation now, so then they can have time off and be with their families, and then it'll be better.
There you go. Good point.
Paid vacation.
Paid vacation.
Crazy. Yeah, I just thought that whole plot thread was a little bit rushed. It
was.
It rushed to its conclusion very quickly there at the end. But yeah, that's a bit of a nitpick. But
yeah. That's a cute idea. Like, he passes it on to his daughter, and his daughter now gets to go
I
and
like
play with
that.
all stuffed animals.
I liked his daughter meeting them and stuff, and that added to the lore of Winnie the Pooh. Added to the mythos.
yeah, I mean, I guess if it does well in the box office, we might get.
Oh.
What's her name?
Madeline
Maddie
Robin. Maddie Robin.
Maddie Robin. I'm in.
Anything
I'm
else
out,
you guys want to
actually.
mention?
I had something I want to say. I forgot what it was.
Sick.
Oh, Mark Forster should do a war movie. Those scenes look great.
The
Oh
one
my
scene-
God,
Massive
yes.
practical explosion. I'm like,
Yes.
There was one scene.
still.
I loved that one.
It was
scene.
good though.
I was like shocked. I was like,
That's
damn.
so funny you say that. I totally
Looks
forgot.
great, yeah.
That was amazing, man.
They
That
spent all the
explosion?
budget on that explosion.
Literally, 100%.
Insane.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, wow. That blew me away. And I was thinking, like, did he take Winnie the Pooh so he could work in his, like, World War Z, like, you know, background?
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah,
that's
that's got a
crazy.
World War Z movie, right?
Wow. he did
literally, World War Z
What?
to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
Is that not fucked?
That is crazy.
you got a very strange career.
The strangest. Quantum of Solace.
Bizarre.
Winnie the Pooh.
Arguably the worst
World War
Bond
Z.
movie of all time.
Literally.
Not of all time.
It's terrible.
I'm sure Ty would say Moonraker.
I was going to say there's some terrible ones.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll do it for our review of Christopher Robin. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at Upper Real 8. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Upper Real 8. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at Upper Real Tim and on Instagram at The Craft Pundit.
Take a breath, man. You can find me on Twitter at Franey25 and on Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
You can find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, keep it real.